Pete Moore, and welcome to Mart TV. I did the Lupo bolt action rifle from Benelli. I was so impressed with the gun I decided to go ahead and get a 6.5 Creedmoor version. The main difference is that the Creedmoor gun has a 24-inch barrel, 1 in 8 twist, which makes a lot of sense for the caliber. You get the best out of it. As I bought the Lupo purely for hunting, I'm just looking for something I can reload. I mean, factory ammo is not getting scarce, but it's thinner on the ground because of the fact we can't get stuff in from various places. You know, that's the problem we have, and I think a lot of people are going to look to go more towards reloading. Benelli state the Lupo will shoot sub MOA, and I proved it with the 308 gun quite respectfully, as 5 out of 6 loads did shoot sub MOA, some quite well, some just coming under the inch, and the worst was over the inch at 1.03, which is still reasonably respectable. But say I've got reloads here, so this is just purely my further testing. I do need to try and get hold of some factory ammo from various manufacturers just to see what that does, because that would be fairer in terms of what I'm actually talking about. But I picked 4 nominal 140 grain loads. Hornady ELDX, which is the high BC load, 140 grain AMAX, 140 grain SST, and 140 grain interlock. The SST is a ballistic tip, and the interlock is a classic old style flat base jacketed soft tip, all from Hornady. Everything was shot off the bench, supported at 100 meters. ELDX was printing 0.95. The 140 grain AMAX was 0.75. The 140 grain SST was 0.58, which I thought was cracking, and the interlock was 0.68. Again, pretty good. Average figures on speed, ELDX is coming in about just over 2,700, because that's 143 grain. The marginally lighter AMAX, SST, interlock are coming in about 2,750-ish, and for that you're getting about 2,318 foot-pounds, which is quite respectable, and that will keep 1,700 foot-pounds just over, I think, 220 yards before it drops under, which again is good. However, I picked 3 lighter bullets, one Barnes 130 grain TSX flat base, the 129 grain interlock, and the 129 grain SST. But the Barnes is ridiculous, coming out at 0.5 inches, which I thought was pretty good. It's a very long bullet, flat base bullet, and I think the rifle quite likes it. The 129 grain interlock was shooting 1.3 inches. The SST, which shot best of all in the heavier 140 grain load, shot 1.75, which to me is unacceptable. Powder I used was Norma N204 in these lighter bullets, and their Norma URP 42.1. It's not a condemnation of the powder or anything else or the bullet weight. It's just, you know, you assemble a reload, you give it a try, see how it goes, and this is very early days of experimentation. But I do have 2 good places to start: the 130 grain Barnes TSX flat base and the 140 grain SST. They seem to like that, and the interlock seem to like a shorter COL. They're 2.690 compared to 2800 and 2803 of the ELDX and the AMAX. So I might just try tickling that down a little bit, I don't know. The only factory ammo I managed to get hold of was some Center & Bellow 140 grain soft point, which is quite readily available, and a lot of people say it's pretty good. Now, I found shooting through the Lupo that the best group I got with that was 1.25 inches. More than acceptable when you consider if you're shooting a deer at 100 yards or thereabouts. You need to get the bullet inside like a 4-inch circle, and that'll do it up to 200 yards. So that's not the issue, but to me, I'm a little bit anal about this thing. I quite like my guns to shoot as tight as possible. But I'm going to try and get hold of some more factory if I can from various manufacturers, so as before, that'll be fairer, because reloads are a very personal thing, and they're probably an indication of how well a gun can shoot, but by the same token, if you don't use reloads, then that information is useless and you have to go with factory ammo. So if any importers out there would like to send me some 6.5 hunting ammo, I'd be only too happy to accept it off you and test it through the gun. Rifle is great, I'm loving it. Now I've got 2-3 loads that shoot well with it. I'm very, very happy. I'm going to refine those, but recoil's easy, so you can sort of keep an eye on target, which is important on a hunting rifle. Action smooth. As we'll see, I fitted this mid-height comb because the guns come with a lower comb, and it's really improved my head position, eye scope alignment and general shootability. So overall, I'm still very impressed with the rifle, and now I'm heading towards where I want to be with that. I'm looking forward to taking it hunting using both non-lead and lead. So from the box, the rifle comes with a low comb that fits flush to the comb on the stock. I found it a little bit too low, and even in reasonably sort of medium-low mounts, the height of these Picatinis tend to put the scope up a little bit, and I find my stock weld, though not bad, was lacking a little bit. So I got onto GMK, the importers, and they said they do the 3 different size combs. This one is the one that comes with it, so it fits flush. This is the mid-height one that I chose, which is just about perfect, and I get nice stock weld, good head support and a good eye scope alignment, and you also get a taller one. Fitting is very easy. I won't actually take this apart, but I'll show you what you do. Basically, there's 2 screws in here that attach the recoil pad, this section here, to the progressive comfort recoil reduction system. So you take these 2 out, they're going through rubber, so the little tip here is, with your Phillips screwdriver, put a little bit of oil on the shaft, so when it turns it won't rip up the rubber. Once this is off, gives access to the 2 main screws, top and bottom, that hold the length of pull adjusters. So they come out, which allows you to take off these and the progressive comfort unit. So now you're left with the back of the butt. Inside here you'll see like a flat metal plate. It's actually L-shaped, and all you do, get your finger behind it, pull it out, and it unlocks from this little button here, and you just literally pull the comb back a little bit and lift it up. Then drop the new one in, locate it with these lugs here, press the L-shaped plate back in, and then reassemble your length of pull spacers, your progressive comfort module, and finally your recoil pad. And it's as simple as that. Well worth the effort, in my opinion. The rifle's okay without it, but this to me just makes it perfect. High mounted scope or whatever you're doing with it, you can get higher as well. So that's something that I would recommend. Okay, so I'll see you later. Comment, tell your friends, support the website. If you want to speak to me, then the usual, it's pmore.shootingsports@gmail.com, and good and safe shooting and lucky hunting.